Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a child-inspired makeup look. First we're going to go in with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I already put this on my eyebrows, so you won't see me do it, but it tames all the little curly cues. Then we're going to go in with the NYX Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. I always use this for all my eyeshadow looks, especially if you're going to have like a long day. It really keeps everything in place. So you just go ahead and spread that everywhere. And then I go in with my finger because I like to smooth it out. It just makes it easier to blend the eyeshadows. So I make sure I go all the way to the end where I want my eyeshadow to be. And then all the way up to my eyebrow. And then go ahead and do that on the other side. Same thing. And then I go ahead and do it on the bottom as well because I am going to put eyeshadow on the bottom. So go ahead and put it on both sides. And then we're going to go in with our finger again and just make sure everything is nice and smooth, because especially if you put other makeup on top of it, it's going to start looking clumpy and weird. So always just smooth it out. Next we're going to go in with the Morphe James Charles palette, and we're going to use, let's see, Decisions. This color right here, it's like a yellowy color. I like to go in with lighter colors first as my base, so I'm going to go ahead and get my double-edged It Cosmetics eyeshadow brush and use the crease side. It's a little bit bigger and fluffier, and I'm just going to keep going in with that yellow color into my crease, starting on the outside and working my way in. And with lighter colors too, depending on like the brand and how pigmented they are, you might have to keep going back in a couple of times. For me, I had just cleaned these brushes and I should have let them dry beforehand, so the shadows weren't really sticking on my eyelids, so that was my own fault, but I worked through it. So you're just going to keep going, doing that until you get your desired shade, I guess. And go ahead and do it on the other side. It's okay if it's not perfect. You can always go back in and touch it up. Then I go ahead and drag it down to the corner of my eye. So just keep going over there on top and then drag it down. I just like to complete that like triangle angle right there and do it on the other side. And then I noticed that I need more color on that eye, so I went ahead and put more on. Next I'm going in with the Morphe Lights palette, and there's a bunch of glitter shadows in here, but we're going to go ahead and go with that brownish beige color. So when you do eyeshadow looks, you really want to add dimension, so I'm going to go ahead and put that into the corner of my eye first, and then I'm going to work it into the crease. So I don't like to just jump in with dark colors to add dimension. I like to start with a lighter color and then just work into the darker colors if possible, just so you don't have too bold of an eye. So you just blend into the crease. Because we kind of want that yellowish tone to just be like a backdrop for this brownish color. So we're going to go ahead and do it on the other side. Blend. Crease. And again, dragging it all the way to the corner. Just make that shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to clean it up after. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of this orange color from the James Charles palette. And that's just to add more color. The more color, the merrier. It just makes everything blend better too. So I'm going to put that in the crease as well, on top of all the other colors. And because it is lighter than that brown, it's not going to cover the brown completely, which is nice because we still want it to be showing through. It's just going to be more subtle. So on both sides, just adding it on top so that it stands out. Blend. And then we're going to go ahead and go back into the Lights palette, but now we're going to use the other end of the brush, and it's called the all over shadow side of the brush, but I always use it because it's shorter for the outer V of my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up that brown shade And then I just dab it at first, the first couple of times, just to kind of put the powder down. And then just start tapping and blending it in. And kind of go into your crease a little bit. You really wanted to add that dimension. Whenever you do darker colors on the edge, it really just makes your eyes stand out because it makes your eyes look bolder. So blend, blend, blend. Again, my brush was wet, so the brown wasn't blending as well as I wanted to, but I did my best. And then we went ahead and went to the other side. And a tip for everybody, if you do eyeshadow, always clean your brushes because then you're going to get some weird pigmentations. Don't do what I did and clean them right before you're going to do your eyeshadow, because then it's just not going to go on as smoothly as you like. But then I'm just going to go in again, keep going, try to make that line that I'm going to try to get, and go into the crease. Blend, blend, blend. And then I want to add more of that yellow on top because sometimes I have a habit of dragging it too far up. So just to keep it even, because we want that orange and yellow to shine through, I'm going to go over on top. And I know I make funny faces. It's just me. Sorry. Next we're going to go in. So I normally use a NYX glitter glue, but I ran out. And I did see somebody on a YouTube video use the Duo Eye Glue. Eyelash glue, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on instead. And I've used it before for my loose glitters from NYX as well, and it worked fine. So I have a pressed powder glitter that I'm going to put on top of this, and it actually stood really well. So you want to go ahead and dab that in. Again, same concept like the eyeshadow primer. You want it to be smooth. And we're going to take that as the gold pressed powder from that light palette. And then I went ahead and got a smaller brush just so I can make sure I get all the spots I need to. And I'm just getting a generous amount of glitter onto the brush so that I can just press it down. So when you do glitters, I like to get a decent amount on the brush just so you can really tap it in, because you will get fallout. So you want to try to get as much to stick on your eye as possible. And then what I like to do is, I know everybody's into the cut crease look. I like my things to look clean too. So I just try to make it as clean and neat as possible. So I try to make it into a nice like straight line. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it to the other side. So again, if you see that there are some imperfections, like the corner of my eye here, you go in again. That was because of my wet eyeshadow brush, but go ahead and pick up more shadow and just to even that out, blend it in. It'll also help the transition a little bit better, so you can use both ends of your brush, go back in with the lighter color, go back in with the darker color, just until it looks right to you. So more glue, trying to get that shape again. And then I'm singing a song here, but you can't hear it. And then go ahead and dab more glitter. Just be careful too that you don't get glitter into your eye. It's the most painful thing in the world. And if this eyeshadow look is too bold for you, always know you can go in with lighter colors and kind of take your own take on it. You don't have to use as bright of a glitter either. You can use lighter colors, so it's whatever you want to make of it. This is just how I prefer to do my eyeshadow because I really like my eyes to stand out. So keep tapping. And then we're going to go back with the James Charles palette and get this really dark brown again. And we're going to add it to the other side. Again in the V, just blending in to make it look less blotchy, I would say. Just make that transition better. And then again with that orangey yellow color to make everything look smooth. And blending is key. Next, I'm going to do a little cleanup on top under my eyebrow. So we're going to go in with another light shade. I like to do either whites or golds, and I use this brush preferably because it just helps me get in between where I need to get. So I'm going to go ahead and go in again with the lights palette with this white glittery shadow. And then I just clean that up, and it really helps shape your eyeshadow. So if you kind of went too far up, it'll clean that up for you. So just go ahead and brush underneath the eyebrow. You don't have to go necessarily all the way in towards your nose. I just prefer to do that, the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other side. And always remember to look in the mirror, make sure everything looks symmetrical because you don't want to look like a clown. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and get that brown color again. I prefer to do colors that match the clothes that I'm wearing. So I was planning on wearing that spirit jersey for the event I was going to, but I also wanted to get the green tone. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into the lights palette and get the green color. And so that everything blends right, I go ahead and start on the outside of the bottom line. And then just connect it. And be careful when you do your lower lash line because you don't want to get any of the eyeshadow into your eye. And then drag it out to the edges. I like to drag it out so when I do my liner, you can kind of see a subtle hint of whatever color you do on the bottom underneath the eyeliner. It also makes it easier to line your eyes. So there you go. And then the other side. Sorry if it's cringy for anybody to watch that I'm getting so close to my eye, but there you have it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I like to add into my tear duct a lighter color just like I did for my eyebrows. So I'm going to go back in with that white and go ahead and put some of that in my tear duct. It just adds again dimension where you have dark on the outside and lighter on the inside. And it brings attention to your eye. So I just dab it there. I kind of drag it up a little bit into the crease and then just try to keep it from being too far down. And do it on both sides. Make it as subtle or dramatic as you'd like. But then it's time for my favorite part, the cleanup. I'm going to use a Tarte Shape Tape in light sand and a beauty blender. And you're going to go ahead, and I like to just take off as much excess as possible because you don't need too much. This stuff can last forever. Just go ahead and put some underneath the edges of your eye. And I kind of got some into the green, which I had to fix after, but you're going to use this edge and just clean this up. And I like to use this sponge specifically from Morphe because it makes it so easy for me to get that perfect line. So I first just do an initial swipe and you can see that it kind of drags past where I wanted it to, but you can just go in and tap it and it'll go away. And once I have that all cleaned up, again, just going in with the brush, making sure everything looks blended and not weird. Cool. Next, I'm going to brush off any fallout that I have on my face, so go ahead and do that. This is just a clean brush because when I do the glitter, like I said, there is fallout, so just brush that off because when you put any face makeup or anything, you don't want that sticking onto your face. And I try to take care of my skin, especially because I wear so much makeup. Well, I did more pre-COVID, but that's to go ahead and put on a serum. And then I also go ahead and put on this moisturizer. These both came from an Allure beauty box that I got, and I've been loving them, honestly. So I already put the serum on. This is the moisturizer. I just put a little bit all over my face to keep my face hydrated because it does get dry from all the washing. Just rub that in. And then once that's done, I'm going to go ahead, because I don't want to wear anything too heavy today, I'm going to go in with Maybelline's BB cream and just dot it all over my face. Normally when I put on my BB cream, I know I put too much on my chin there and my forehead. It's been a while, but you just put some on your face, and I prefer to go ahead and just rub it in with my hands initially. And always make sure to get your ears and your neck, because you don't want to look like a clown. Ain't nobody trying to look like the Joker here. So just rub it in. I like the consistency of the BB cream. It's very light and it goes on so smooth. So then, because I didn't rub it in perfectly, I go ahead and grab my beauty blender and I just push everything in until it doesn't look like I have a film on my face. Next, I'm going to go in with Maybelline's Fit Me powder. I've been using this one for the longest time now. And I'm going to go ahead and get my foundation brush. And then I go to town on my face. And again, this brush is IT Cosmetics. They're my favorite brush line. Morphe is also good. I've had a couple of Morphe brushes and I feel like the hairs fall off the brush, but these brushes can do the wear and tear. So I just beat my face. And then I'm going to add some color, just a little bit. I'm not going to do any contouring today, so I'm going to use the Nars blush. And this is also an IT Cosmetics blush brush. And I'm going to just go ahead and add some color to my cheeks so I don't look like I'm sick. And then they always say to kind of make a smile so you can see where your cheekbones are. So that's what I went ahead and did. And then a good tip for defining your eyes, especially your eyelashes if you don't have too many, is to go ahead and fill in your waterline with the black pencil liner. So that's what I went ahead and do here. I didn't go ahead and let you watch it all because I know it is pretty cringy. And then here's Cody. He came to vibe with me. He's a goober and always likes to make me laugh. Yeah, we're always dancing. If you ever come over or around us, we're always dancing. There's a couple of goofballs. And then there's Arya, our fur baby. You know, she always has to make an appearance and she's doing a temp check. And then to finish off my face, I'm going to go ahead and use the NYX mattifying setting spray. Go ahead and let that dry. It's just so your makeup doesn't move around during the day. Here I am vibing again, thinking I can dance. Cody's a better dancer than I. Showing off the new Spirit jersey, available at Shop Disney, and also at the World of Disney store at Downtown Disney. Next is eyeliner, everybody's least favorite part because it's so dreadful. It's taken a long time for me to learn how to do my eyeliner, but this is honestly the way I've been doing it forever. I have the worst eyelids because I have inherited the worst eyelids in the world. They're so wrinkly and I have a double eyelid going on. So first I try to start off with just doing the line on my eye, and because my eyelids are so wrinkly, this is not recommended. And I know they always say you're not supposed to do this because it only makes the wrinkliness worse, but I like my line to be perfect and I don't want to look like a clown. So I typically pull on my eyelid and then go ahead and do my liner to get that straight line. And then go ahead and don't open your eye fully, especially if you have eyelids like mine, because you're going to end up messing up your whole eyeshadow look and you're going to hate your life. So go ahead and do that. I always try to blow on my eyelids too to make sure that they dry a little bit. And then time to go in and do the dreaded triangle. So I go ahead and try to follow my bottom lash line. And then you're going to try to drag it and meet that line to make that triangle, and then just fill it in. You can make it longer, shorter, whatever you prefer. Again, I just like to make my eyes look dramatic, so. And then I'm also a perfectionist, so I try to get this as perfect as possible. And then another dreaded part is to do it to the other side. So I went ahead and did that. Cool, got that out of the way. And next we're going to put on eyelashes, which I'm going to use the Duo Eyelash Glue, and I prefer this one because it goes on really clear and it's easy to put on as well compared to like the other ones for me. Go ahead and blow on those lashes because you want that glue to be kind of tacky. And then I found some lint on there. You don't want that. And then go ahead and stick them on. You can do it with your finger. I shake a lot, so I like to use some tools, but go ahead and stick them above your actual lash line. Try to get them as close as possible. And then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Sensational Mascara. And I'm going to go ahead and do my bottom lashes first. Not everybody likes to do them, but again, brings out your eyes if you do. Just be careful that you don't get it on your face or your eyeshadow. And then I also put them on the top lashes. So that's it. This is the end of the look. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. If you like videos like this, let me know as well. And thanks for watching. Stay safe and bye.